G'day everyone. Okay, as you can see, got the bonnet hinged on. Had to change the hinges. Yeah, grab a torch again. Always unprepared. Start making a video and then think of what I need as I'm going. Anyway, right. Yeah, I had to change the hinges because, as I explained in the previous video, when I pulled the sides in, they went back further. Yeah, so then when I pulled the whole bonnet up, chopped them off and whatever, but yeah, the hinge mounts moved back with it, so the hinge is no longer fitted. And yeah, rather than cut the hinge like down on the arm part of it, so I didn't want to risk changing the angle or the length or the workings of it, so I cut it where the arm meets the plate that bolts on, and just slid that plate back on the arm, welded back on. Yeah, so I've got it mounted in the centre of the slots. Got full adjustment both ways now. I'm currently attacking the front. This was sort of difficult because it was all, like, not just rust, but it was all bent and busted, and yeah, so I sort of took it back to a sort of a uniform sort of shape. Then I held a piece of steel up against it, traced it out. Then I made a template off what I'd cut from the steel. And this piece here. And the purpose of doing that, so cut the shape out, then I bent it in half. And of course, like, it was different on both sides, so I then cut the two sides so they were the same. And put that back on the bit of metal that I'd already cut out, recut it. I trimmed it up a bit just so that it's the same both sides, the same sort of arch. And yeah, it is rusty on this side. This is a fairly thick piece of metal actually. Came out of this bit of plate. This is, well, look at it, it's a bracing frame, I think, out of one of my washing machines. But yeah, it's pretty thick. It's like 2 mil thick. So yeah, what I found, they said there's like 3 layers of metal in this bottom edge, but they only go to here, and that's where they stop, and then it was just thin metal all the way around the front there. So, and yeah, I'd originally cut a bit of thin metal, and then I thought, that's not strong enough. I want it stronger than that. And yeah, I haven't cut it out. Like, obviously I've got to cut it now all the way around. I'd like to leave it full piece, but it won't fit in there because, see, you got this ridge in the frame, so it's got to sit under the ridge, so we'll have to cut it out. But yeah, rather than cut it out before welding it in, see, once you cut that down into a 1/2 inch strip, it's going to twist and buckle and go all over the place, and you're going to end up with this with it not being uniform. So yeah, it's far better to just leave it in one piece. And yeah, I purposely put the rusty side on there so I can scrub that off easy. And I want, yeah, like, it's nice clean metal on the top. Yeah, the painted surface is on top because I cleaned the paint off where I'm welding it. But yeah, I can treat that easily on the underside and scrub it up. Then I've started tacking it because it still didn't sort of meet properly. But yeah, that's okay. I'm trimming off after the fact. It's still sort of uniform. You know, it's the same sort of round all the way around, just juts out a bit further on the ends. But as I said, I'll trim that off. But yeah, it's the same both sides. So yeah, I know that we've got the shape fairly uniform now. I've got the shape. Yeah, and I've done that first rather than cut this piece out first, because yeah, now I've got something. You know, when I cut this out, the rest of it's going to stay solid. It's not going to go going all out of shape and twisting, and yeah, it's all going to be held in place now, so that'll make it easier to cut this piece out and replace it. I did find both sides, like where I cut it to meet that other thick piece on here, and yeah, when I started welding it there, it just blew out. It was just rust there. It was the same on both sides. Odd that it should get rust in the same place, both sides. But yeah. Anyway, as I said, I got to finish welding all that yet. Yeah. So we've actually done quite a bit. Get this lump of wood out of here now. Because it's not going to sit right down now because that metal plate's going to be holding it up. But yeah, as I said, I've got this all fully welded now. It's all pretty good. So yeah, held its shape pretty well. As I said, yeah, 3 pieces, 2, 3. Started there, then that one. Or 4 if you had the little piece that was where it was short. This all went good. I got no buckle at all. Obviously, when I go to clean it up, there'll be a few pinholes. You know, I know there's one bit noticed up here. Yeah, missed a little bit there. Missed a little bit there, but yeah, there'll be a few pinholes. There always is. So yeah, whenever you grind it back, you got to go back over it. That's what happens when you got to tack. You know, stack tacks on top of each other. You know, especially like when you're doing one here, one there, one there, one there, one there, and then coming back along and then doing another and another and another. You know, it's really easy to miss spots, and or yeah, your tack doesn't actually match up to the previous tack. This side went good all the way up here. Patch went well, but I've got a buckle. Just there. So yeah, it's a bit low here as well. So that's sort of dropped down. I learned from that. I did this side first, and then I did the other side. Or I did all both of the long cuts at the same time. But this one I'd already put the patch in, and so I was going along tack, and yeah, even though I was sort of trying to space them apart, I still got too much heat in it. So I learnt from that. So when I got the other side, see, I was doing too many pieces at once. So yeah, as I said, even though I was spreading them out, they still got too hot. But so this piece, I got all this done first, finished, and this here, like I had this piece in as I was doing these, but this sort of dropped down a bit. But because I hadn't put the rest of the patches in, it was really easy to just get a bar in there and just pull it back up a bit to where it had to meet the others, and yeah, I said no issues with that at all. That'll clean up pretty good. Still got to do the vent in the top, but yeah, a bit hard to reach from over here. So yeah, now that it's all solid, yeah, not going to twist. I'll take it off. I'll take it off and do that on the floor, or top a couple of milk crates or something. But yeah, still a bit of shaping to do. It's not meeting the body as well as I'd like it yet. So yeah, bit of manipulation here and there. But yeah, I said, yeah, that's half a day, easy. More than half a day. I'll do that. That'd be close to a full day because I put like, yeah, probably 4 hours into doing these cuts. Yeah, last night, that's right. Yeah, and then this afternoon, I came over and finished the patches on here and started on this. So yeah, what are we up to? Just on the bonnet and lamb, we're probably getting close to 10 hours. 10 hours work to repair a bonnet. And yeah, as I said, you know, like you wouldn't take it to somebody and get them to fix it. You know, it'd cost you like $3 what it cost you to just buy another bonnet. Serious. So yeah, but if you're doing things like this, or you know, then you've got to learn to do it yourself. You've got to buy, you know, like for what it cost you just to repair that bonnet, you can go and buy a welder. Serious. Do it yourself. Anyway, leave it at that. Move on. Yeah, still got cuts down here to do. I'll take them tomorrow, and yeah, finish that off. Yeah, then we can move on. I've got this other front skirt on. Still haven't done the guard edge yet. Still haven't jacked the guards out yet. And yeah, we'll get on there. That's all that needed to be finished off, actually, to be able to put the floor in. But yeah, thought about that already too. I thought about how I could put the floor in now, but no, it's better to leave it out at the moment because I still got to get in there, get it upside down, clean welds and do a bit, smooth a few things out, get painted and under it. And yeah, all of that's going to be way easier without the floor in it. So yeah. So as I said, yeah, finish these welds, put that patch in, give it all a grind up tomorrow. Yeah, I was going to clean it up before I showed you, but I should show you all the welds, especially with people, you know, starting out, you know. Yeah, think they should be doing better than that. Well, I mean, the welds are a bit daggy. I was having a bit of an issue with the welder for a while. Yeah. Sort of doing it on and off. I don't know what the go is. Actually, it's been having a problem since I used fluxical wire. I put fluxical wire in it, reverse the polarity, possibly reversing the polarity on this whole welder didn't help it either. I don't think it liked that, but yeah, it's been having issues ever since. The other thing too is that the fluxical wire is really dirty. So I think, it's put a whole lot of muck, down inside my lines and everything else. I think that's also part of the problem. But yeah, as I said, it was sort of mucking up. Wasn't doing a clean weld. It was sort of popping and spitting, and it sort of start welding good and then it stopped, and just put a layer of dag on top, and Yeah, so anyway, what I was saying is that, but yeah, it's come good. Been going good today. Like, yeah, some of these welds are pretty daggy, but like when you get down here, like, yeah, this is where it was going fairly good. Yeah, up along here, yeah, that's about as good as you can expect from a MIG. Okay, they do chunky, daggy welds, you got to grind them. Yeah, if you want to do a nice clean weld, get a TIG. I better still get a laser weld. If you haven't seen laser welding, look it up. That's friggin' amazing. Yeah, from what I've seen, they don't like gaps. They like your metal to meet perfect laser welds. But yeah, like you could all this here. Yeah, I could do that in 10 minutes, or like if I had a laser welder. Yeah, you can just do continuous weld because the heat is minimal. You know, it doesn't. Yeah, you don't have intense amount of heat like you have with MIG and TIG. It's yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, if you haven't seen laser welding, yeah, look up, find somebody. Actually, yeah, where I've seen it, Half-Ass Customs. I've mentioned them before. I've left a link before in my videos. Yeah, he's just bought one. He's still playing around with it, trying to figure out how to use it, but it's brilliant. And the other thing with the laser welder too is he can clean with it. Can clean with it, can cut with it. He hasn't. I don't think he's tried to cut with it. I think it's, but yeah, like rust and stuff. You know, like all that rust I showed you under there. Yeah, the laser thing, it'd have that off in about a minute. It'd just be zip, and it'd be all gone. Clean metal. Brilliant. So yeah, if you haven't seen laser welding and laser rust cleaning, yeah, look it up. It's yeah, phenomenal. But anyway, as I said, I don't have money for anything like that. But yeah. Alright, well, I'm rambling on again, so I suppose we should leave it at that. As I said, I've only got this to weld, then I'm going to start on that. Mess around the tailgate. Yeah. Yeah, get this lip in here. It's got to come down and then out again, so we're going to hang an angle around there. I think I'm just going to do it in 2 pieces. I think I want to say 2 pieces, that's providing, which is unlikely that I'll have a piece long enough to go right across, but so it'll probably be, yeah, 4 pieces. But yeah, what I meant by 2 pieces, I'll weld this, yeah, this whole angle first, all the way along, get it fully welded, and then I'll cut it to the height I want, and then I'll lay another piece underneath, and yeah, I'll probably just tack it actually, and tack it all the way along, and then I'll take the shell off, turn it upside down, and finish welding it from the underside, from the inside. But yeah, it's got to come all the way around. It's going to meet up with this, with here on both sides. Got rust holes. We got a rusty overlap here, rust holes down here. Actually, for that matter, there's still a couple of rust holes in the body under the bonnet too that I've got to get to. Yeah, a couple up in here too, underneath here. So yeah, got a little bit to do, I suppose. Probably still got a couple of days of cut and welding yet, but yeah, getting a bit sort of over it at the moment too. I think I'm going to take a break, get my WB fired up, my van. I'll get everything I need now to fire it up. I've just got to put the effort in there. Yeah, get the steering column back in the steering box. It's the steering box here. I bought a seal for it today, or yesterday. And I had it sitting, hadn't turned anything. I just pulled it out, and I was just going to drop it back in. I marked where it went, and and then I bumped the thing off the heater onto the floor, and this piece fell out. There's another piece in there that started moving, and and of course it landed on the shaft, so the shaft's moved. So now I've got to look up and hope I can find somebody who's done a video or find some information on how to set it up, because these gears have got to, everything's got to engage. All these, there's this shaft, and there's another shaft in there. So, and all three shafts have got to engage each other in the right place. So, as I said, I was just going to drop it back in, but everything's moved now. So, now I've got to now I've got to find out where they line up. And, so that's got to go in. Got to get my brakes in, haven't got my fuel line in, haven't got my tank in yet, the fuel tank, so haven't got my carburetor back on, got a new air filter, and carburetor's got to be cleaned. I don't know, I haven't got a kit, so I won't be doing a full rebuild, but I'll take the top off it, and spray a bit of carby cleaner through everything, put it back on. That's about as far as a rebuild as it's going to get for the moment. I mean, it was all working fine when I pulled it apart. It's been covered, bagged, and drained of its fuel, so it shouldn't be an issue. But I mean, and radiator's been hanging on the wall for 3-4 years now. Hasn't moved. And this pulley, I looked everywhere for this pulley, couldn't find it. Then I even went to buy a new one. You can't buy a new one. Looked on, eBay, Gumtree, and they're asking like $50 to $150 second hand. I thought, that's friggin' ridiculous. It's only a pulley. And anyway, then I'm looking for something else. So I pull them Volkswagen parts out of the back of the van. Here it is. That's where I thought that's where I looked first time. That's where it should have been. And it was sitting there the whole time, and I looked through there 3-4 times, moved everything around, didn't see it. And that's the way things go. And it's got nothing to do with the Volkswagen, but anyway. But as I said, take a break from the Volkswagen, get all this back in. I got to get all wiring in too, because when I fire it up, I want all my instruments working. I want to know, oil pressure and temperature anyway. So, Anyway, enough of a ramble for today. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.